The Ministry of Finance and the Public Service presents Let's Talk Finance, a feature exploring the various elements of the economic program.
Welcome again to Let's Talk Finance here on Nationwide 90 FM, program brought to you with the kind support of the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. We are embarking on part 2 of our discussion on the Scholarship and Assistance Unit at the Ministry and the wonderful opportunities it provides for Jamaicans. And as you heard Danielle Hall say last week, for American citizens living here for a period of at least 3 years, they are also eligible to apply for these scholarships on offer. Of course, certain conditions have to be met for that process to take shape. And she returns to talk about the crucial issue of bonding, along with talking about, of course, some of the other scholarships available. Because last week, I would have wanted to ask about the Petro-Carib scholarships and the facilitation provided there. And let's start at that point with the Petro-Carib scholarships and the eligibility criteria for that.
Thank you, George. Thanks for having me again. And we will start with our Petro-Carib scholarship. Now, that scholarship was launched in 2016, and it is a collaboration between the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service as well as the Petro-Carib Scholarship Development Fund, specifically for Jamaican citizens who wish to pursue studies in energy, logistics, Spanish, and entrepreneurship. Now, you must be studying locally. Now, I might have mentioned, we spoke about our other scholarships that they were all external. The Petro-Carib Scholarship differs in this aspect.
Yes.
It is for persons studying locally. So whichever institution you wish to pursue any of these areas, you can apply for the Petro-Carib Scholarship. There's no age limit. So this is also how it differs. And this scholarship, there's no time period per se. It's to the availability of funds.
Yes.
So throughout the year, we accept application forms and we respond to persons once we have the funding. So persons may apply, and it must be in one of the 4 areas that mentioned.
Yes.
And I'll repeat them: Spanish, logistics, energy, and entrepreneurship. Now, these areas were specifically chosen because they foster economic growth and nation building.
Yes.
And that is what the Jamaican government is aiming for. A skilled and talented workforce is critical to our economic growth. And you can look at Jamaica as the hub.
Yes.
And our strategic position. So logistics is very important. And rather than importing consultants, why not train our own Jamaican citizens to do the work here? As for Spanish, tourism is very wide, and it's a wide area that we look at in Jamaica. And we have a lot of tourists and we have a lot of foreigners. And Spanish would be a good asset for our Jamaican citizens to have. Entrepreneurship, business owning is always very important. It also provides employment.
Yes.
So right away, we're looking at our employment rates. When we have business owners, we have them employing other Jamaican citizens. Yes. And energy, well, we live by energy.
Yes.
So we need persons to be trained in these areas. So you can agree with me that these were specifically chosen and they are important for the country.
Yeah. Last week, you spoke about scholarships on offer from countries within the OAS, the Organization of American States, scholarships from Japan, a scholarship program, a scholarship relationship with Cuba. I want to ask, often when you hear scholarship awardees have run into problems overseas, their usual clutch is to seek to find the Jamaican consulate or the consular office in the host country for assistance. Is it that the Scholarship and Assistance Unit at the Ministry, if its name is to be taken literally, does it provide any kind of assistance to the scholarship or recipients when they are in their host country, or is it that the relationship ends after the scholarship has been granted?
Certainly not, George. We maintain a relationship with our students once they have left here. We don't want students to feel as if they have been thrown into a pool and they are just left to swim. We stay with them. We're not physically, but we are right by their sides through the embassy, and they can contact us at any time. And their families, as well, who reside here, can contact us through them. So we maintain a relationship with them. So it presents an ease for them. They don't feel as if they have been left alone.
Yes.
And the embassies there, can go to the embassies with their queries, or anything should arise, they have the embassies to rely on, and the embassies contact us. So they can either contact the unit themselves, or
Yes.
they can go through the embassies and the consulates.
Again, if the assistance segment of the unit's name is to be taken literally, people would wonder, is it that the unit also helps us to settle in the host country by virtue of providing financial assistance, referrals to say, okay, you need those services, you need to check with this entity, that person is a point person there. Does the unit provide that kind of help?
The Scholarships and Assistance Unit, that name could have been taken literally some years back, where we offered financial assistance for persons studying locally.
Yes.
So that's where the assistance part came in. But, however, I might have mentioned that our scholarships are partially and fully funded. So if it is that one of our donor countries sends out a scholarship opportunity, they will highlight what it is that they're covering. So if they're covering tuition, book allowance, airfare, the Jamaican government then would provide a stipend.
Yes.
So it's a mutually beneficial agreement to the better, or for the better of the citizen. So we do provide assistance, and we do go step by step with them, and we go right through to the end of the program. So if it's medicine where they have to study for 7 years, we are with them throughout the 7 years. We don't start them off and then we leave them in their 3rd or 4th year. From beginning to end, we assist them as best as the government can.
The issue of bonding, that B word, an interesting descriptor, prominent in the relationship between scholarship recipient and its government. Talk to us about the bonding component of this relationship when the recipient gets a scholarship in hand.
Okay, George, this is the part I think most citizens are afraid of. However, I like to encourage Jamaicans that this is not about paying back. The bonding agreement of the scholarship award is that you are required to serve a bond of 5 years once you have completed your scholarship. Now, we are investing in the citizen.
Yes.
We're investing in your human capital, and we're investing also in our country. So we just require for you to return to Jamaica or remain in Jamaica to serve this bond, to offer your skill set to the country. So if you went and studied medicine, your skill set would be in the health sector. And of course, all these sectors in the country we need persons. We need trained persons. So persons really shouldn't worry about the 5 years. Sometimes that 5 year blows off so quickly. And they're employed. That's the most important thing. They're employed and receiving a salary. So it's just a matter of coming back to the country and serving your country. Don't look at it as paying back, because we're not asking you to pay back monetarily, but we're asking you to serve in your country.
Some people who may balk and say, well, 5 years, why not a year, why not 2, why not 3, why 5?
Well, that policy was established many years ago, and that's mainly because of the resources that would have been expended throughout the time of the study.
So 5 years is just about fair based
Just
on the
about
investment
fair
in the recipient.
Correct.
Yeah. So is it that what penalties accrue if it is that I've agreed to stay here for 5 years after completing my degree, but 2.5 years I report to the ministry that I'm going to take up an opportunity in Philadelphia, or I'm going to TNT or Barbados? What is it that is likely to happen in that circumstance when someone comes to the unit and makes that declaration?
Unfortunately, we do know of these cases, and things do come up, and for any reason at all, a person might be unable to fulfill their bonding requirement. Now, within the same scholarships and assistance unit, we have the bonding aspect as well as the compliance aspect. And by compliance, we mean for persons who have forfeited their bonds. We have a robust monitoring and compliance program where we allow for individuals to come in and make a mutually beneficial agreement with the government as to how they will repay their bond, if they have to do it in installments, because we know that persons will not necessarily be able to come up with the sum at any one point.
Yeah, the lump sum, yes.
Right. So we do have installment plans and how you can repay the government. And once you have maintained your end of the bargain, then you are fine. That's the most important thing, that you are making your payments and you are fulfilling what you said you would do.
And Daniel, you would encourage persons who find themselves in a dilemma, having an offer outside of Jamaica, but still within the bonding period, to come to the ministry, declare, and to see if an amicable resolution can be worked out, rather than going away and believing that, no, the ministry won't find me.
No, the ministry will find them. However, yes, I do. We do encourage persons to come in. It's not a hard and fast situation. It is something for your good and for our good. We want to benefit in terms of we want the repayment, but we also understand that you will need time, or you will need a way to pay back this money. And from experience with this aspect of the unit, I can tell you that persons have made their cases, and we have come up with reasonable agreements, and persons are repaying as they go. And sometimes, as we discussed, they have opportunities that they really can't pass upon, but they cannot fulfill the bonding requirement. So they are required to make their payment. And monthly, we are receiving those payments from persons who are forfeited. But more importantly, I encourage persons to serve the bond, because we really need to maintain that skill set within the country.
Excellent. Social media. Where do we find you on social media to get information about the unit and, of course, the scholarships on offer through the unit?
Well, we know social media is a big thing, and our citizens, especially our students, spend a lot of time on social media. So I often encourage them to use some of that time to better themselves. So on Twitter, we are at MoF Jamaica, as well as the same thing for Facebook. So it's MoF Jamaica Facebook and at MoF Jamaica for Twitter. Now, our office is located at 30 National Hero Circle, and that is the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. The unit is located on the first floor, the east wing of the G block. So persons can come to the ministry, ask for the bonding unit, ask for the compliance unit, ask for the scholarship unit. It's all one place. As well as we offer brochures there and scholarship application tips on how to go about the process. Our staff is very friendly and courteous and always willing to help. Our email address is scholarships@mof.gov.jm. Now, we try very hard to respond to all our queries, and if not, our offices can be contacted at 876-932-5010, or the ministry's number 922-8600, and that goes up to 15. So we have several modes that persons can contact us, and we encourage this. I mean, the scholarship opportunities are there for Jamaican citizens to embark on, and we have realized how many citizens don't know about the opportunities that are available. So it's very important for them to use either the website, social media, email, come into the office themselves. Any one of these will suffice for their good.
Excellent. Danielle Hall, you've done very well on behalf of the unit. Thank you very much for being my guest.
Thank you for having me, and thank you, listeners.
That's it for Let's Talk Finance here, a presentation of Nationwide Radio.
That was Let's Talk Finance, brought to you by the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service.